A lot of people moving to the Central Coast ask this question. Should I live in Avila Beach or Pismo Beach? They're only a few minutes away, but they feel completely different. One is tighter, more protected, and consistently expensive. The other has more range, more activity, and more seasonality. Let's break it down on the map. Okay, so here we are on Google Maps, and we're going to compare Avila Beach and Pismo Beach. I know I'm wearing a Pismo Beach golf shirt. There's a golf course in each town. I'm going to start out with golf. The Avila Beach is an 18 hole, and Pismo Beach golf is just a little dinky 9 hole. Anyway, so here's our map. So we have Avila Beach is is right up in here. It's a little teeny tiny town. Look, it's not even popping up on the map yet, but it's right in here. And then Pismo Beach is really close, and it's right over here. Pismo Beach is a lot bigger and goes way down the hill. But right now, we're looking at Avila Beach. Avila is really small, and it's a protected bay. It's physically constrained because to get there, you're going to take Highway 101 right over here, and then you have to take Avila Beach Road. So let's start right up here on our way to Avila to get into Avila. But you see, it is only one lane in and one lane out. This car's parked over here because they are going to the Sycamore Mineral Springs. There, then there's great hiking up there at Sycamore. So you can walk across this bridge. There's all kinds of hiking. And you can see already that Avila is really pretty secluded. So up here on Avila Beach Drive, just a little bit farther, you can get to the Bob Jones Trail. I'm going to show you that because it's a big part of Avila because it is a bike path that you can ride your bike all the way down into Avila. And here's how you do that. So way, way, way up here. So here's Highway 101, and then you can park right here by the Avila Hot Springs. And right up this road on Ontario Road, there's parking. You can see there's some little camping. Then right across this bridge is going to be the parking lot. So right here, these people are parking their cars and either walking or riding their bikes into Avila Beach. So it's nice. There's lots of free parking. And then right across the street here, you get onto the bike trail. It's a very secluded bike trail, and it goes straight into Avila Beach. Now, some people don't know this, but this same Bob Jones bike trail in the other direction goes all the way up to San Luis Obispo. There, the Bob Jones bike trail, super, super popular, and you can ride your bike all the way down into Avila, and it goes right along the golf course. It goes, there's a river there, and it can goes all the way out to Port San Luis. But then when you get down into Avila, it's really cool. We go right down here on Front Street. Avila is super walkable. It's really cute, and look at how nice this is. Avila, it does get busy, but there's a big parking lot I'll show you with a little drone pic. But right here is the promenade. You can go out here, you can walk on this pier. It just opened up. It was closed for a long time. There's actually 3 piers down here. So there are homes on these streets, and there are condos. There's a lot of mixed use right down here in the downtown area. So you can get a condo or an apartment or something up here upstairs, and then there's usually retail downstairs. Once you get down here and park, you're going to love it. Now, Avila, because of the way that it's situated here, has a tendency to have a lot more sun than Pismo Beach. So, okay, so we're right here at the clubhouse. The clubhouse is here. What I really like about Avila Beach is, so this is at the turn, the 9th hole is going to be right here. It's a nice course. It's beautiful. You see this valley. It's just filled with turkeys and deer. There's bobcats out there. It's a nice course. It's a pretty challenging course because it's very slopey. The dog beach. Now, this is the only off-leash dog beach that we have here on the Central Coast. So you bring your dog down here on the leash, go down the boat ramp, and then you can take the dog off and let them go. So that is a great place to hang out in Avila. Another really cool thing about Avila is out here on Port San Luis. I'm going to show you that there's a bar and a restaurant here. It's called Mercy's. Really nice place to go. And look how beautiful this is. You can walk out here and there are sea lions out on these platforms. They're always barking and making a whole bunch of noise. You can see these people are walking, but you can also drive along Port St. Louis. You can't drive on the other piers on the Central Coast. So you can see you can drive all the way out here. There's some parking. When you come out to the pier, you can buy some parking. You can buy fresh fish from the fishermen, and you can go out and you can fish there. You don't need a license to fish off of this Port St. Louis pier, and you don't need a license to fish off of the Pismo pier. So it's just a little bit of local insight. In the summertime, it gets really busy, and starting around mid to late spring, they start having farmers markets down here. You can catch a trolley for a trolley. Access to the Port San Luis Lighthouse. So you can take a bus out here and go for a tour of this old lighthouse. I don't think that when you are at Port San Luis, right here at the base of Harford Pier, hopefully I'm going to show you right now. Yeah, right down here. So these are people, driving and walking out. And then this building here is where you can rent kayaks, you can rent paddle boards, and then you can actually paddle out from here and go out around the point, and then you can come to a little beach right here. So Avila is really cool in that sense that there's a lot to do. There's a lot of people going there. So let me show you where everyone lives. So here's downtown. This is Avila Beach Drive. Bob Jones Trail comes right down here, so you could be walking or biking along this river. The majority of the homes in Avila are actually off the beach, and they're up here in the hills. So let's zoom in a little bit so you can see all of these homes in here. And it's private, it's gated. So you come in and there's a guard shack to get in, and then look at all these homes. Now it's hilly up there. It's very secluded because it is private with that gated community and the guard shack. And the reason why I said at the very beginning why Avila it just is overall more expensive than Pismo Beach, because most of the homes are in here. There are a lot of living opportunities. They have these big single family homes. They have condos up here on the top of the hill. And then we also have an area right in here. So here's condos up on Cranesville Place. And then we also have some manufactured homes on land. But they're still in Avila, they're still in the gated community, and they're actually quite nice. But even a manufactured home on land in Avila Beach and the condos still running around $1 million, if not more. Avila feels exclusive because it is kind of. The geography limits how much it can grow. You just can't grow there. You can see it's just so small. And Pismo Beach, the market is very, very different because Pismo is much larger than Avila Beach. So Pismo, let's just start because we're coming from Avila right here. The northernmost part of Pismo Beach is up here in Shell Beach. This is the Sunset Palisades area off of Indio Drive in Shell Beach. This is really, really exclusive. You can see we have a gated community here. There's some gorgeous houses out here. You can come down here and on Indio Drive, you can park your car and you can walk. There's some walking trails they end up here in the hills. And Pismo is split by the 101, and you can see how big it is and how long Pismo Beach is. It ends down here right about the downtown area and blends into Grover Beach down here by the Monarch Terrace. Okay, so here's Shell Beach Road. It runs parallel to Highway 101 through Shell Beach, and you can see there's some real nice, beautiful homes. Now, just past the cliffs and everything and up here, we do have some multifamily living, some condos, and we also have a lot of single-family residents. Now, once we get into these neighborhoods, you'll see that they are really nice and they're close to the beach. You still have a lot more choices in Pismo because you can live in South Palisades, the Spyglass area. You can go to the original Shell Beach area, which is down here. And then there's a variety. There's a little house getting tinted. There's a variety of different homes down here when you get to Pismo. So I want to show you why Pismo Beach prices vary a lot. One, being on this side, the west side of Highway 101, generally demands more money than on the east side of Highway 101. Now, over here in Shell Beach, you can see all the lots are pretty much the same size. When the original builds happened here in Shell Beach, we had a lot of little beach bungalows going in. They were like vacation homes for people coming over from the valley trying to escape the heat. So look at this street here. It's a really good example. We have a small bungalow house, still demanding a lot of money if it's listed for sale. But what we see in Shell Beach is, again, small lots, small little houses, and then we can go next door and someone has built up a nice new house next to the small house. The next one down is a smaller house. As we go down the street, it's all blended in, little bungalows, and let's go find a big one. Here's a bigger house, and then we're going to see some bigger houses coming down the street. So there's a huge variety of builds. See, there's over here in Shell Beach, we start seeing prices per square foot. People are asking up to $1,700 a square foot. Now, okay, so now we are on the east side of Highway 101 on Costa Brava. We have a lot more newer homes. They look a little bit more like tract homes because they are newer. It's still really walkable and it's very, very nice up here. Now, these were set up on the hill to show views. I'll show you a view with another drone video. And there's a good high concentration of homes up here. You can see by the builds, they were all built basically the same time. They popped up this area in the 90s. And so we have bigger homes, we have very different homes up there. And then while they're still very expensive and highly sought after, the demand is over here. It demands more money just because it's a little bit closer to the water. Now, keep in mind, this is all Pismo Beach and this is Shell Beach, but I'll show you with some more drone videos that this is all on a cliff. There are a couple little beaches down here, and there's a couple places where you can take stairs down to a small beach, but for the most part, it's all cliffs. And however, like I said, Pismo Beach is really big. So you come down south, and here's the actual beach. And it starts right at the hotel. This part of town, we have a few homes, but then we get into the downtown district. So here's the athletic club, Kontiki Inn, and then we end up right in here where we get downtown, and then we're going to have businesses, we're going to have multifamily living, and we're going to have some homes like right down here. There are some homes in Pismo, but there's just not a lot. Too is that Pismo has a much different draw and a much different demand than Avila Beach. So Pismo, this town gets packed with people on busy weekends like 4th of July. We have Clam Festival. So again, once we go across the highway and we're on the east side of the 101, then we get up into the hills of Pismo Heights. These homes, this is where, families in Pismo Beach live. There are still some nightly rentals, but up here in the hills, people like to buy homes up here for a number of reasons. More sunny days because of the elevation and the proximity to the beach. So the marine layer is going to stay low, so you can drive up and be above that. It's a little bit less congested when you're on the east side because the draw for the summer people and people escaping heat, they go right here to the beach. Oh, you can see that Pismo just has a lot more range. It's a lot bigger. It's a lot closer to the shopping, to the Five Cities area. So it's just a little bit easier to navigate. And the big draw are these dunes and the downtown area of Pismo Beach. So there's your tour. I hope this helps you decide between Avila and Pismo, or at least kind of narrows things down. So Pismo gives you more range, but it also comes with more seasonality. So it really comes down to this. Do you want a quieter, more contained, with a higher pricing floor like Avila Beach, or do you want more selection, more variation, and more energy? Which one feels better to you? Feel free to contact me anytime if you have questions about these areas. I'm Bruce Carson with Our Real Estate. My office is in Rio Grande, California, and my home is in Grover Beach, California. I've been a local here for a long time, and I love helping people relocate to the Central Coast. Shell Beach Road, and let's cut that out, cut that. Let me get back down here.